Hey everyone, I'm Cole Paulson.
And I'm Lily Rosson.
And welcome to the first annual post-season Deep Space Wine Awards show. That's right, season 1 might get a bad rap among fans, but Lily and I decided the season was so full of incredible moments, incredible costumes, incredible acting, that we just had to build an award show about it. We will be bestowing golden Jumja sticks. Yep, that's right. That's the name we decided, and we're sticking with it on our favorite moments, actors, and episodes of the show. We will be crowning the ignominious award for worst episode and finally the best episode of season 1 by the end of this discussion. It's going to be a wild ride, and you're probably going to disagree with us on half of our choices. By all means, weigh in. Let us know what we got right, what we got wrong.
Yeah, we'll try to keep it under 4 hours. No promises.
Yeah, basically, Lily and I grew up as really nerdy Oscars fans, and this is our chance to imagine we're right there on the red carpet. But it's even better because it's Star Trek. Lily, how are we feeling tonight?
I'm excited to see who's going to get some Jumjas. It's the biggest night in the quadrant, or in our case, afternoon. And everybody's dressed up to the nines. Cole, I see you're wearing Mayan Pioski's famous swan dress, of course worn by Bjork to the 73rd Academy Awards in 2001. And might I say, Bird looks good on you.
Thank you so much. I have been lusting after this dress for 2 decades, and I knew this was the right moment to finally debut it.
It's the right moment, totally appropriate to wear it to this award ceremony. And, you know, not many people can pull that off, and I think you're doing it.
Well, I'm just lucky Bjork didn't show up, because this is a pretty high-end affair. And I bet she's a Deep Space Nine fan, but she must have lost her invite in the mail, so I'm wearing a swan dress.
I myself am method dressing tonight. Have you heard of this concept, method dressing?
Did you just make it up, or is this like a TikTok thing?
No, this is a current trend in the press cycles for films and award shows with celebrities at the moment.
Great. What is method dressing?
Well, they'll dress like on theme for the film that they're in. So the Wicked press tour, I'm sure you've seen that.
Oh, yeah, could not escape it.
Yeah, so Cynthia and Arya in pink and green and just sort of dressing to their character, but more as homage than sort of costumey.
Lots of pink and green.
Exactly. So tonight I'm wearing an homage to Loxana Troy's form-fitting cherry red dress from episode 16, The Forsaken. And this is styled with a slicked back hair look in reference to her pivotal wig removal.
I feel like I'm trapped in a turbo lift with you, but I don't want to be rescued.
And you can just swim around, baby.
I'm gonna go spelunking in your dress.
Wow, we got there quickly.
Well, you look ravishing tonight, Lily.
Thank you. She's a style icon for me. What about the drinks tonight? Should I talk about that briefly?
Lily, what are we drinking this evening?
Well, now, Cole, when we first came up with the idea for this podcast, Deep Space Wine, a take on Deep Space Nine, if no one had figured that out, we decided we would that we would drink a bottle of wine with every episode. But, you know, there's this thing that happens when you taste and drink lots of wines. And my friend Caitlin, she's a wine gal, she taught me this trick for when you've had that sort of long day or night of tasting different wines and you get this thing called palate fatigue, where you sort of stop being able to taste things and everything gets a bit muddied.
I'm usually pretty drunk by then too.
Totally drunk, can't taste anything.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is also for when you've had some wine and you just need a little break. And so she prescribes gin and soda. That's right, not gin and tonic, gin and soda.
Interesting.
Yeah, so gin, obviously with the botanicals, so different from wine. And you get the soda water, which is extremely hydrating. So you just have a couple of those and then you get back on the train again. So tonight I thought that we could palate cleanse and go for just some genteel gin and sodas. See where it takes us. Clear spirits. It's never gone wrong.
Yeah, what's the worst that could happen? This might end up more Golden Globes than Oscars, right? But
and
the Globes,
look, way more fun.
The Globes are more fun.
Messy and random, and let's say that's not off-brand for us. So
we solicited some questions from listeners for this episode as part of this retrospective, and there was one listener, Rebecca, in fact, who asked, "Have you ever tried recording without alcohol?" She is my mother, by the way, so maybe she's just concerned that we have a drinking problem.
Oh, come on, Bex. Come on.
Yeah, the answer is no, frankly, because Star Trek and alcohol are just a match made in heaven, but sometimes you do need to cleanse your palate, right?
Yeah, and look, I'm sorry, Rebecca. If that's wrong, then I don't want to be right.
Amen.
Oh, the Clon Pigs.
Yeah, this episode marks the triumphant return of the Clon Pigs, one of my favorite props of the entire season. And so we will be
The fans have been clamoring for the return of the Clon Pigs.
The fans have been begging for these annoying clacking sticks to come back. If anyone forgets, the Clon Pigs are, of course, an element of Wadi culture that the Wadis claim to have many different uses, but they look very similar to Earth chopsticks.
They do.
But we know the Wadis like to whack them together at exciting moments. And so if this episode has any exciting moments, I don't know. Let's see what happens. You might hear a little Clon Pig whack or two.
It's so good to take things from different cultures, isn't it? Particularly things that are obnoxious and loud and annoying.
That's beautiful. I think if Star Trek has taught us anything, it's to choose the most annoying facets of other cultures and appropriate them.
Where you see fit is what I say. That is not what I say, also. Please don't cancel me.
You've heard of the Prime Directive. That's the second directive.
All right, so the gin we're drinking, Cole, are you much of a gin fan?
You know what? I don't like gin and tonics. And I had this revelation recently that it's actually not that I don't like gin, it's that I don't like tonic. So a whole world of gin possibilities has opened up to me. But that's a recent development.
And do you know what? I think you're not alone. I think a lot of people don't like the tonic, and it is extremely sweet. So if that's not what you're chasing in that moment, I love a gin and tonic, obviously, on a hot day.
Sure.
But yeah, if you're just after something like cool and refreshing and hydrating, it's all about that gin and soda. Gin. I'm a fan. We will be drinking Roku gin. Have you heard of this before?
That is actually my favorite gin, not only because it comes in a very attractive hexagonal bottle.
Yes, you're correct.
Love it. Japanese?
It's Japanese. So it's from the mega brand Suntory, which I don't know if you've ever been to Japan, but all the mega brands do amazing things. I mean, obviously Japan does bespoke very, very well, like small scale bespoke, but their huge conglomerates also make wonderful things too. So this is a Suntory fit, and it's going to be paired with a Schweppes soda water. So I'm all on the big names today. For anyone that has called me esoteric in the past, rude.
She can get down with the Schweppes.
And I looked up the website and there's tasting notes. Do you want to hear them?
Oh, please.
All right. So this is from the Suntory website about the Roku gin, Japanese crafted with 6 Japanese botanicals. On the nose, cherry blossom and green tea provide a floral and sweet aroma. On the palate, complex, multi-layered, yet harmonious flavor of various botanicals. Traditional gin taste in the base, plus characteristic Japanese botanical notes with yuzu as the top note. Smooth and silky texture. On the finish, the crisp Japanese sansho pepper brings a little spiciness.
Oof.
Right?
Delightful. Perfect for a hot summer's day such as this awards show. Here we are on the red carpet with our... Schwitzing through my form-fitting red dress.
The
swan actually breathes really easily, so I'm doing fine.
You're wearing practically nothing, so...
I thought ahead.
You picked right. You sure did. Okay, so that's it. Should I...
Oof. Hello, ASMR.
That was the Schweppes.
Ugh. That sound alone just quenches my thirst, you know?
Effervescence, as they say in the biz. Get that yuzu top note?
Tell me more.
Yuzu. You know yuzu. Yuzu, it's everywhere these days. It's like a Japanese citrus.
Yes.
They only grow in Japan, but a place in WA has just started growing it a few years ago. So we now have WA yuzu, which is very cool. They're also doing some products like yuzu pressed olive oil, yuzu koshu, which is like a Japanese condiment that's like a bit fermented.
Is it similar to yamuk sauce?
No, it's bloody delicious, Cole. You know my thoughts on yamuk sauce.
You don't know if it's good or not. Don't prejudge. Try it first. I have
prejudged and I have found it wanting. All right, should we dive in?
Let's do it. So we've dubbed these awards the Jumjas. Maybe the title's a work in progress. We don't know, but we will be bestowing a series of Jumjas over the course of this evening. We have both separately, Lily and I have separately deliberated our nominees, and we will discuss the nominees with each other before announcing our winners. So I hope the suspense... Yeah, thank you. Mine just broke.
Oh, no. He climbed too high to the sun.
Sometimes you pig too hard, you know what I'm saying? You gotta be careful when you climb pig.
Right? That's what I call Saturday night. Sorry, I'm doing a Joan Collins thing, I guess.
Should we kick off the evening with our first award?
Let's do it.
Beautiful.
And I suppose if anyone's speeches go on too long, we just clon peg them off the stage.
How do you suggest we do that?
I'm here.
Okay.
And I'm ready to clon.
I think if the speeches go on too long, we just start a soft clon pegging.
Mm-hmm.
Gradually get louder. We're talking to you, Garrick. He does have a tendency to drone on and on, doesn't he?
I could listen to him forever, but more on that later.
Who's the chattiest character in all of season 1? Honestly, that could be an award unto itself. There's a lot of candidates. A lot of people who love to hear their own voices.
To yap.
All right, Lily, what's our first award of the evening?
Our first award of the evening is for Best Costume.
Oof.
I know, we're starting strong, aren't
Starting
we?
real strong.
This is pretty much why I watch this show these days. So I'll take you through the nominees.
And shout out to Robert Blackman overall, the head costumer for Deep Space Nine. I think we have him to thank for most of these looks, LEWK. So, Mr. Blackman, we look forward to you accepting whichever award you're about to get.
Mr. Blackman, we see you, we stan you. Please come on the podcast. And that's
It's only a matter of time.
The last begging I'll do tonight. All right. So the nominees are Underboob Darbo Alien.
Yes, I really wanted to make sure the creative cleavage got mentioned.
The next nominee is Jamie Lee Curtis's sister.
As Miss Sarda in Captive Pursuit.
Thank you. Can't not mention Vedic Wynn.
She made Sydney Opera House sexy again.
I think I just have to collectively say Loxana Troy's outfits in general.
You and I are so in sync. It's like reading my list of nominees. She was serving one look after another, topping it off with your beautiful red dress moment that you're wearing right now.
Honestly. And my final nominee, and this one I think is more for consistency, Red Pirate Shirt Extra.
Oh, I forgot about Red Pirate Shirt.
Yeah, I didn't.
I haven't seen him in a while. I hope he's happy.
I think he's found his lane, you know?
We last saw this extra, I think, flirting with a Dabo girl in the background in some episode, wearing his one and only red pirate shirt.
I think we posited that he was divorced and he just got one red shirt in the divorce, and that was that. And he was sort of a bit of a lost soul wandering the station in his one shirt.
Looking for a laundromat.
And he's like, the Replomat, why can't you wash this shirt for me? Sorry. Anyway, there was something there.
Wonderful. Was that your list of nominees?
That was my list of nominees, yeah.
Yeah, no, you and I are in sync. I'm surprised. No, I'm not surprised that you didn't give a shout out to any number of Jake's onesies, because we all know that he can do better.
They're notable, but not for the right reasons for me.
Yeah. Well, the other nominee I had was Kira's Getting Down to Work lattice undershirt.
That almost made it.
It stands for so much. You know Kira is getting down to business when you see the lattice undershirt come out.
Iconic. And it appears in the first episode.
Right.
Then later in the series.
Look out for it, everyone.
Iconic is the word.
Iconic.
Well, let's announce the winner. I know who I've got in my mind.
You haven't named my actual winner yet. I know.
Whoa. Can I tell you mine?
Yeah.
Mine's Underboob Alien.
The Jumja goes to Underboob. Congrats to Underboob.
She's a baddie.
I want to know if people who are attracted to boobs are attracted to that Dabo girl and her underboob.
We should ask someone, I guess.
Well, okay, can I give another Jumja award?
Please.
Because you didn't even name my final pick. My pick for best costume of the season was Vosh's necklace earrings from Q-less.
Okay, see, I didn't know if that was costume or prop.
I hear you.
But that is in my brain too. And that's your winner. Fabulous.
Yeah, just because genuinely, I want to know why people haven't worn necklace earrings on planet Earth. Do you think maybe there's a weight issue that would hold people back?
I do.
Maybe it's fear of getting it like caught indoors and things.
Look, there's plenty of jewelry where that can be a fear. I honestly think it's a weight issue, and maybe in the future they've solved, the gravity pull or whatever.
But gorgeous.
Yeah,
gorgeous.
Vash. Look, Vash brings some looks. She almost made my list.
Someone had to bring something to that episode.
More on that later.
Yeah, there's a little something in every episode of season 1.
We mined it and we found some beautiful gems.
those gems dangling from Frosh's ears, for example. Yeah. To any Deep Space Nine fans out there who have avoided season 1 because they've got bad memories of really bad production values and schlocky episodes, I encourage you to go back and discover those hidden gems again.
Yeah.
Maybe this is a good time to throw in one of the questions we got from a listener.
Great.
Listener Joe asked, in addition to just what were the best costumes of the season, what were the best clothing choices made by a character within the world of the show? As in,
I bloody love this question.
It's a great question. Thank you, Joe. Which characters dressed the best, or at least made the best dress-up choices on season 1?
I think I love this question because it's sort of multi-layered. I guess it's not even really about our search for the, objective truth of what's the cutest look or whatever. It's internalized within the character themselves of what do they think represents them best in that moment. And I think there's so many answers to this question, and God, I could go on forever. So there's Odo, just
dressing up like the Doors,
shape-shifting into the Doors, and then that becomes the security uniform. There's Quark's boleros and his Vivienne Westwood safety pin and his just general kind of fruitiness. There's Jake's onesies. Obviously, he's like a kid on this station, and he's dressing in his pajamas. There's Nog bringing the Ferengi teen fashions that are potentially not very Ferengi. They're possibly sort of hybrid with human culture, which sort of speaks to his character and his character's development as well. Obviously, Kira's undershirt. Keiko, making choices that we all hate. I don't know, this is endless. There's just so many characters dressing for the character and dressing for the character's interiority, and I could go down that rabbit hole forever, or at least for the next 6 seasons.
I feel like the Ferengis deserved a special shout out in the costume category, so I'm glad they're coming up.
Mm-hmm.
They know how to dress loud and proud. They want to be the center of attention. Quark and his power clashing, is that the term you taught me?
Power clashing, yeah.
Yeah, great work, Ferengis.
They did it. They're not afraid to be themselves.
Exactly.
Yeah. More is more. It's the 600th rule of acquisition. I don't know.
Moving right along. The next category is Best Guest Actor. In a season of amazing guest actors, who really stood out to us? I'll go through my nominations. I've got a bunch. I want to give a shout out to that fussy assay officer from Clueless.
Great. So good. That's on mine.
Great. The actor's name is Van Epperson. Well done. He really made the most out of a bit part. And who knows, he might pull a Judi Dench in Shakespeare in Love and just take the Jumja with but mere minutes of screen time. All right, we've got Andrew Robinson as the inimitable Garrick. It has to be mentioned. The guy wasn't even supposed to be a recurring character, but he was so memorable. He stole the show when he premiered in Past Prologue that they brought him back over and over again. So well done, Andrew Robinson.
So good.
Louise Fletcher, Best Actress Oscar winner in her role as Vedic Wynn. This was interesting. Speaking of doing a lot with a little, Louise Fletcher actually holds the record for shortest time on camera but still winning Best Actress. She only showed up for 22 minutes of One Flew Over a Cuckoo's Nest, but she was so memorable as Nurse Ratched that she ran away with the Oscar. And here she is again. Man, she made us hate her within seconds when she showed up in the season finale.
Truly an icon.
Yeah.
Truly, yeah.
We've got Camille Saviola as Kaiopaka. Yes, you had her too?
She's on my list.
Great. Majel Barrett as Loxana. I think this is maybe the best work she's ever done as Loxana in The Forsaken.
Yes.
She brought this humanity to her character finally, and that helped Odo come out of his shell. And then my last nominee is Madame Arbiter from Dax.
Oh.
Played by Anne Haney. Man, that old woman bangs that gavel with so much attitude, that little gavel ball. She's this old Bajoran woman who is done with people's shit, and she just wants to end this trial and go back to her shows. And she stole that episode for me.
She is done with everything, and she's also been on every TV show that's ever aired.
Exactly. Yeah,
actress.
If you were alive in the 90s, you saw Anne Haney.
You know her face. I've actually got 2 more to mention.
Okay, please.
Pretty iconic performances, really. So there is obviously the very wonderful character actor Wallace Shawn.
Oh my gosh, of course.
Yes.
Of course.
As the Grand Nagus. And we will be seeing more of him, and by God, it's inconceivably funny. Yeah, and he's just great, and loved the stories from David Livingston about him.
He
What a
claims
hoot.
Wallace Shawn says he based the character on a living politician / celebrity, and he still doesn't say who. So still open to
Ooh.
solving this mystery.
Ooh.
Who is Wallace Shawn doing an impersonation of as Grand Negasek?
Wow. Okay.
I know.
Yeah. Listeners, shout out.
Mm.
And then my other nominee was Harris Yulin.
Yes. I mean, I knew you would nominate him, so I just... Harris Yulin, of course, was in Duet as the enigmatic Cardassian. Look, he did great. Little 12-year-old Cole wasn't sold, but on the rewatch, the man brings a lot to an incredible character.
I think it's a stunning performance. All right, Cole, let's hear your winner.
Okay, my Jumja goes to Camille Saviola as Kaiopaka.
Ooh.
I'm not sure I have ever been so jealous of an on-screen character as when the Kai embraces Kira in her bosom and just tells her that she can forgive herself. We all wanted to be Major Kira in that moment. And I just believed it. I believed her goodness and love and just complete absolvence of all of Kira's inner turmoil.
It's just pure empathy. Yeah.
In Battle Lines, she redeemed a very patchy episode with that performance. So that's my dark horse choice for the Jumja.
And look, I thought we were maybe going to have a Marissa Tomei moment and it was going to be the assay officer, but...
Lord knows I thought about it. I got real close.
Yeah, look, I think I'm going to agree with you. Although Harris Yulin is a strong contender for me. I find his performance kind of astounding. But yeah, Camille, can you just come and be all our mothers and fix everything? Oh, you can't. You're on that shitty prison planet forever.
Yeah, she's holding all those prisoners in her bosom every night and telling them to forgive themselves. Lucky bastards.
Wow, nice for some.
But yeah, every single time I watch Duet and Eamon Maritza breaks down, I do tear up. He gets me every time in that final scene.
Yeah.
So yes, there's enough Jumja to go around for Mr. Yulin.
We're not doing this to have Cole eat crow. This is just two people's opinions, everyone.
In fact, if you disagree, which I'm sure you will, please chime in. We're on Instagram. DeepSpaceOne_podcast is our handle. Tell us where we went wrong with all these winners.
Or where we went right, as the case probably is.
I mean, I just don't want to toot our own horn, but we're always right.
All right. So now we have a listener question.
Mm-hmm.
This one's pretty good. Lily, how are you so funny and charming? Great question. This one actually comes from my sister Izzy. So,
well, what's your explanation, Lily?
Let me answer this. I'm gonna say trauma. I don't know. Just born that way, I guess. No, I do actually have a real question from Izzy. This one is for Cole. What was your favorite episode of Deep Space Nine as a child, and what is it now? Is it the same?
We're talking like series-wide?
Series-wide.
Okay. I actually have a very specific answer to this because when the series concluded in 1999, they asked people to write in with their favorite episodes. And I remember my poor parents must have been so annoyed, but I spent like a whole weekend deliberating and like ranking all these episodes to decide. My parents just were like, can we go on a hike? And I was like, no, I need to decide my favorite episode. And
it will be important in the future. And spoiler, was.
Then I finally got my whole family's attention to announce my pick. And my pick was season 7, Bada Bing Bada Bang, when everyone on the station has to rescue Vic Fontaine's casino from gangsters. Bet you didn't see that coming, did you?
Nobody saw that coming, Cole, and solid choice.
Thank you.
Wow.
In a close,
talk about a dark horse.
Right? In a close second, very similar tone, was season 7's The Siege of AR-558, when our crew is desperately fighting for their lives on the front lines of the Dominion War. Do you remember this episode?
Yes.
It's pretty much the polar opposite of Bada Bing Bada Bang. It's just everyone desperately trying to survive. It's like All Quiet on the Western Front, basically.
Yes, I do remember this. Devastating ending, right?
What can I say? I like DS9 for the highs and the lows, the crests and troughs.
And you love pain, I guess.
But only if it's followed by hijinks in a casino.
We can all agree on that, I think. Should we move on to the next award?
The next award we'll be presenting this evening is for Best Hair or Makeup.
Ooh.
I want to give a shout out to Michael Westmore, the head of makeup for the show. We haven't really discussed Mr. Westmore, Lily, but this guy's a big deal. He's part of the Westmore family, which is actually the sort of dynasty of makeup artists in Hollywood. And there's like 4 generations of Westmores. Michael Westmore is an Oscar and Emmy winner. And this is crazy. There's a very decent chance that he is the reason there's even an Oscar for Best Makeup because of his work on Raging Bull. He did makeup on Raging Bull. He was responsible for making Robert De Niro's nose get bashed in and like blood spray out. Like basically simulating a broken nose. And people were really impressed. And they're like, this man deserves an Oscar, but there's not a category. So the next year after Raging Bull, they introduced Best Makeup. So we have Michael Westmore to thank for the
Thank
makeup
you, Michael
Oscar.
Westmore. And
Right?
you're about to receive quite a few nominations for Jumjas. You're welcome.
Exactly. So, well, look, I'll read my runners up for this category. And if I've missed any from your side, please, Lily, chime in.
Sure.
A lot of these nominees, unfortunately, would have a difficult time making a speech because they don't actually have workable mouths. Turns out some of the best alien makeup is not conducive to talking. For example, there's the cool like cornucopia aliens from The Storyteller.
Fantastic.
They're kind of a ripoff of the Twi'leks in Star Wars, like, Bib Fortuna, I think that's his name. But they have pretty cool like accordion mouths. Great work. Also loved the dude in the gold suit strutting around duet, acting like it's not a really dark Holocaust episode. Kind of looking like a badass Nosferatu. With like a vertical mouth for no reason. Absolutely. And like Kardashian hair in general is just so luscious. They've got great hair. So props to, not props, but Jumjas.
Jumjas. Yeah.
All the Kardashian hair. Before I announce my final winner, do you have any other nominees?
Well, I think we can give a quick shout out to Loxana's wigs, Wigtastic, obviously.
Great call. Yep.
And I assume that he worked on the different Star Trek shows as well, Next Gen. So
he definitely did.
He would have had a huge closet of wigs going around for both shows. I'd also like to shout out Tosk. The makeup for Tosk, because on rewatch of that episode, by gosh, he feels real. He feels like a real alien. Beautifully designed, the skin texture, his cute little rowing suit, zoot suit. But yeah, the texture. And I guess the other one I was thinking about that is understated but consistent, which is another thing that I like in, well, everything really. Life, TV shows, food, wine. Dax's beautiful spots. Classy. Which Michael Westmore did himself individually every morning before filming started. Oh, stop.
It's kind of cute. Apparently he and Terry Farrell were good friends. It took over an hour every morning. And so they just shoot the breeze, trade goss, and Terry would have a whole new set of spots every morning.
That is whimsical and lovely. And thank you for sharing, Cole.
Okay, do we announce our winners?
Yeah, you go first.
I give the Jumja to Tosk.
Yes.
I thought, I'm so glad you flagged it. He's got this awesome like alligator lizard thing going on. And it worked really well for the themes of the episode because it's all about animal rights. It's about hunting animals for sport, and making Tosk look like a walking, talking alligator helped that all come together for us in the discussion. So yes, props to Tosk.
Yeah, agreed. Consensus. Yes.
Is that your winner too?
What? Yeah, I think so.
Well done, Tosk.
Fabulous.
Speaking of Tosk, maybe this is a good time to throw in one of the questions we got from a listener.
Great.
Do we wish they had done more or less with the wormhole in season 1? Tosk, of course, was like our first visitor alien from the Gamma Quadrant that came through the wormhole. Do you think it was well used in season 1?
What a good question. For me, as you know, with Star Trek, I'm not that interested in the sci-fi-ness of it all. I like it as a backdrop. So yes, the wormhole creates some drama. Maybe they didn't use it ad nauseum in season 1. But I kind of think they didn't need to, because it really was about establishing the characters and the station as a character.
Right.
Without sort of bringing the wider universe into everything. I don't know. What do you think, Cole?
Well, the question made me actually realize that the whole conceit of the wormhole was a way for them to have their cake and eat it too, by setting
Yeah.
a show on a space station, because Star Trek it had always been about exploring, but they're like, oh, let's stay put for once. But let's also have a little wormhole that spits out crazy new aliens every now and then. So our officers still get to discover new life forms and encounter new aliens, even though they were staying put. I don't think I'd realized just what an obvious workaround that was. And so in season 1, I think you do see that anxiety from the writers and producers. Like, can we really pull off a show where we're not running into new aliens every now and then? So you just kept having wacky new ships fly through the wormhole every now and then. You had Tosk, you had the Wadi from Move Along Home, you had crazy Probe, like Puppy Dog from The Forsaken. But I think it started to feel a little stale towards the end of the season. And I think in season 2, the Gamma Quadrant becomes a whole new landscape for geopolitics rather than just an Alien of the Week generator bot.
But as you talk about the examples, there's actually not that many examples. I think that they still keep a lot of it directly to do with the station or Bajor or Cardassia. It's still home ground. Yeah, as you say, with just sort of the occasional wacky alien thrown in.
And I think most people would agree that those were the stronger episodes from season 1. You know, laying roots, building community, politics of what happens when you're trying to create and grow something, right? Rather than these aliens of the week.
Totally.
Great.
Should we move on to the next category?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, so the next category is a very fun one, and that is best prop.
Yes, excellent.
Prop watch.
Prop watch.
So many things to choose from.
There's a lot going on in the prop department. Whatever wins, I think the winner is probably Herman Zimmerman, who is the production designer and art coordinator for the show.
Yeah.
So thank you, Mr. Zimmerman, for whatever Jumjas are about to come your way.
And so many Jumja nominations again. Okay, so I'll start off with an easy one. Clompegs, obviously.
Yes. Obviously. Highly sought after in Wadi culture.
Highly sought after, many uses. What more can be said?
As the insanity of Move Along Home progresses, the Wadi just start clacking pigs with each other. You know, they're like whacking their own and then they're like whacking each other's. And you have no idea why. It's just getting out of hand. The clacking is out of control, much like it probably will be by the end of this award show.
And is that like a social norm? Like, do you start the evening clacking your own, then clack about with others, as it were?
Is it a sort of a sexual approach? Is the beginning of a mating ritual? It has to be, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
The Wadi have more fun. I said it.
They really do. I said it on that episode. I love those jerks.
They have a great time.
All right, so the next one, the Jumja sticks.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
The Freud of it all.
The Freud of it all. Don't want to
juicy
slip
Jumjas.
around those. Yeah, it's a bold choice. I like to think about the fact that they probably had molds for them. So like no such thing as 3D printers then. Someone like had to make the mold and then they had to fill all these Jumja sticks. And I think there's like continuity throughout the series, right?
They show up at the very beginning of the show and through it all, war, chaos, those Jumjas are there. The Jumja monger stays.
That one guy got a monopoly on Jumja and he is profiting off the misery. But, you know, he's giving people what they want, especially O'Brien.
He really went whole hog on those Jumjas in the season finale.
My next nominee is the Raptuccino mugs.
Of course.
And I want to give a shout out to Star Trek Design on Instagram, who is my favorite rabbit hole to go down. And they've meticulously gone through, I think, all of the Star Trek series and catalogued all these design objects, you know, chairs, light fitting sconces, desks, and tableware. And this one is actually called the No Spill Mug, and it's by Feltman Langer. And you can order them. So my birthday's coming up. Cole. Got 5 months.
Hint taken. By issue, though, how do you get the last drips out of the mug? They seem aerodynamically impossible to actually get the liquid out of. My only complaint with the mugs.
The proof will be in the pudding when you buy me one, finally.
Touché.
Okay, and then I've got 2 sort of Cisco ephemera.
Mm-hmm.
We've got the baseball.
Yes, got that one.
From If Wishes Were Horses.
Bizarre imaginary friend aliens leave a gift of Cisco's iconic baseball.
His iconic baseball that will then follow him through the rest of the series.
And comes to symbolize so much.
So many sport metaphors, my God.
I've started watching season 2 in prep for our upcoming season, and right out of the bat, the baseball is right there, just dripping with symbolism. Oh, love it. So keep an eye out for it, friends.
Yeah. And then another sort of Cisco prop is the clock that he builds in Dramatis Personae.
Or as Cisco calls it, a clock. It's so gorgeous. I was actually Googling to see if it's possible to buy your own clock, and I couldn't find any vendors that are selling it, but I want it. I want it bad.
Yeah.
Lily, my birthday's coming up too. Get me a Cisco clock.
All right. Well, I probably will. How about that? Okay. Anything from you, Cole?
You know what? Once again, you left off my ultimate winner.
Okay,
I want a quick dishonorable mention.
Oh, we're doing that?
Oh, I'm definitely doing some dishonorable mentions. Oh, baby. That's like half the reason we love this show, right? I want to give some quick dishonorable mentions to the cardboard sticks used as swords in battle lines. Yikes, those are not convincing.
Yes.
And then Vash's array of rare and exotic curios from the Gamma Quadrant that look like they were made, as you said, by a high school prop department.
Yes.
And our buddy, the assay officer, was just so not impressed with them. He
is all of us, yeah.
His disgust is our disgust for those bad boys. But yeah, you didn't mention my number one prop of the season. You ready for this?
Let's go.
My Jumja goes to, maybe it's not technically a prop, but my Jumja goes to Ibudan's tennis schedule in A Man Alone. When Odo is spying on the murderer Ibudan's schedule, and you see that he's playing tennis daily, he's going shopping on the promenade, and he's backing up his computer files all in his daytimer. What a moment.
It's a treasure trove, that daytime planner. And I think again, I'm just going to have to fold all of my suggestions that were for consideration. And I'm going to have to go with that too. Oh my God. So good. So good. And when I did the recap on that episode, I didn't see it. So it was like the most delicious Easter egg that I didn't even know was there. Thank you, Cole.
I think it's the greatest gift I've ever given you. Not that I've given you lots of great gifts. But I really felt like I'd given you something special that day.
That'll last me a lifetime. Thank you.
Great. So that's the winner. That's the Jumja.
That's the winner. Take a Jumja. You'll be done. Daytime planner. Should we throw out a quick listener question? Anyone?
Yeah, go on then.
All right. So this one is anonymous from Brisbane.
Oh.
Brizzy.
Hey, Brizzy.
Hey. Is it humid there? I bet it is. All right. The question is for both of us. Aside from Star Trek, what are your comfort watches? Good question, huh?
Yeah, it's a great question. Star Trek's my number one comfort watch.
Agreed.
But Parks and Recreation?
Oh, cute. Yeah. I like a Mike Schur outfit. I'm a big fan of The Good Place. I do that as a comfort watch. Yeah.
Good one.
Buffy,
absolutely.
Sure.
Endlessly rewatchable. I think the link all these have in common is I want to be part of the gang. Like, I want to be working for Leslie Knope. I want to be part of the Scoobies.
Yeah.
But recently, I've been falling asleep to Philomena Kunk. What's comforting about her is just her Northern England accent. It just lulls me right to sleep. And her stupidity. It's just everything I need to drift off into a cozy listlessness. So thank you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What about the cringe factor? That would keep me awake.
No. Nothing matters on that show. You don't need to pay attention because nothing matters. That's what's comforting about it.
It's true. It's a beautifully drawn character, actually.
It really is. If you don't know who we're talking about, check out Kunk on Earth, Kunk on Life on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
What about you?
Good. Yeah. I mean, mine's definitely Buffy. You know, we love a Buffy demon. My recent comfort watches and sleep aid is I've been really getting into Korean and Chinese drama, like fantasy.
Really?
Historical Chinese dramas. They are so fun and I highly recommend them. The costumes are incredible. The men and the women are equally beautiful and slightly androgynous. Do yourself a favor. Check them out. There's a million on Netflix. And yeah, a completely different sort of cultural, philosophical aesthetic than the Western shows that I am used to. So,
which one or two that you'd recommend I start with? Because there's only so much Philomena Kunk, you know?
There's so many. Oh my gosh. They've all got really silly names. Don't make me say them, Cole.
All right, fine.
Love Between Fairy and Demon. That's a good one.
Okay, I understand. Amazing.
Yeah, they're often sort of these torrid romances with a cast of like 200 characters, and the characters won't even hold hands until like the 150th episode. It's a lot of yearning. So that's what you're into?
Tension and yearning.
Mm-hmm.
I normally just like to get right down to it. So
not your bag.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Although, I I thought of an award that we hadn't shortlisted beyond the ones we planned already, and that is Best On-Screen Chemistry from season 1.
Ooh.
Yeah. And that award definitely goes to Cisco and Vedic Bareil from In the Hands of the Prophets. Man,
Yes.
the tension is palpable.
Ugh. Cut
Those
it with a
bros
knife.
just get each other.
Don't. Just keep it happening. I mean, if we're going to say all that, then we probably have to mention Odo and Quark.
Absolutely. Yep.
Just the greatest screwball rom-com duo since, I don't know, Humphrey Bogart and anyone.
Actually, which two TV characters in the history of TV have better chemistry than those two, right?
I can't think of it.
Just
I can't
from
think of
day
it.
one. And the
Back and
writers
forth.
love
Oh.
it as much as we do. The actors
They
love
do.
it. You can tell the actors are best friends.
Yeah.
All right. Move aside. Make room, Cisco and Bareil, for the other.
I mean, Cisco and Bareil, like, a hot fling, but Odo and Quark, that's forever.
That's real love.
Mhm.
Some things in this world are just to be treasured.
They are.
Like Odo and Quark's beautiful chemistry.
And ours.
I mean, that's the
The
third
other-
nominee in this.
Exactly.
Oh.
The other great screwball rom-com duo of
That's
the
so
20th
true.
and 21st century. Yeah. All right. Should we hop on to another category?
Yes. What's next?
Well, I think this one's more of a group think. A group discussion rather than a category.
Group thing.
No group think in here.
That's no good.
Yeah, we don't do that. Whew. And that was the most progress and character development.
Yeah, so we thought rather than awarding some sort of Best Actor award for the regulars, what's so great about Deep Space Nine compared to other Star Treks is the character development. And as Lily and I were rewatching it together, we noticed just how much development is even happening right out of the gates. So this Jumja is for most progress or most character development by a character over the course of the season.
There's a few contenders, huh?
I can quickly eliminate Jake Sisko.
Sure. Yeah.
I quickly eliminated Miles O'Brien.
Yeah. He's
Who-
never going to change. That
we
man
love the
will
man
never
for his-
change.
Yes, we love him for his stability. He is who he is.
Yeah.
Jadzia Dax, a bit of a wet
Yeah.
sock in season 1.
Yes.
The writers had no idea what to do with her, but a rewatch of the episode Dax helped us realize why. We figured out that it's because Jadzia is still integrating all these different personas into her personality, and she hasn't really adopted the craziness of Curzon, the rebelliousness, and so the other hosts are gradually, she's drawing out the layers of the other hosts over the course of the show. But
Totally.
Jadzia maybe is a little boring. I've decided that's
No.
why she's so boring in season 1.
Look,
This is canon now, right?
I just think the writers and Terry Farrell just went deep method on that character, as you say. Full method. She's internalizing everything, and the whole thing is coming out as a fully formed person at the end, but definitely not season 1.
Yeah.
That is a floppy, wet sock that we don't know what's going on.
She becomes one of my favorite characters, but
Me
man,
too.
it's really not there because Jadzia is a little stuffy. That's my excuse for her.
No.
Quark, much like Miles, is one of the most static characters in the whole show.
Yeah, but I think of Know Thyself, and he knows thyself.
Yeah.
He knows who he is, and he won't change for anyone.
Yep. For better or for worse.
Yeah.
But okay, so who might be the actual candidates for this award?
Okay, so candidates for me, Bashir, right? A bloody hot mess, sex pest, smug asshole that we all love to hate and just kind of hate.
Man, he's awful at the beginning.
So bad. It's aged terribly, but I think even then it would have been not good.
He might actually win for most development because he does give up on being a pervy perv sex pest to Jadzia thanks to the episode If Wishes Were Horses, when
Yes.
his fantasies of Jadzia become in the flesh. Man, if my fantasies started showing up in the flesh to my coworkers,
Oof.
that would be...
That is a truth bomb that nobody wants to go off.
I would die and fall into a pit in the earth and never come back. So
And yet he marches on and arguably becomes a slightly better person. Definitely some progress.
it's like the ghost of Christmas past showed up and was like, do you really want to imagine Jadzia as this servile sex
Ugh.
kitten? And he cleaned his act up, just like Ebenezer Scrooge.
Yeah. A character from A Muppets Christmas Carol, in case anyone wanted to know who that is.
Yeah, it's from a Muppets movie. Great.
Cisco. Discuss.
In the pilot, absolutely. He shows up, this broken man filled with grief. And by the end of the pilot, he's got a new purpose in life. He's got a mission. But I was actually surprised how little they do with him in season 1. He didn't have any standalone episodes that were Cisco focused. And he was honestly kind of in the background for a lot of the season. It's going to make me curious over the rest of the show if he is as much of a prominent character as Picard or Janeway or any other captains are.
They're definitely setting him up as like zaddy vibes.
Yeah.
For everyone. He's in every episode, right? But often, as you say, in the periphery, but still making pivotal choices for the episode. Something that positions him as strong and making hard choices.
Yeah, and he had some great moments in the season finale. It shows he's developed this affinity with Bajor and its future. But I don't know, what else actually happened with the guy in season 1?
Yeah. Kira Nerys. K-Dog, your fave.
I mean, look, I love Major Kira, and I think Nana grows along with the character.
Agreed.
But it's actually wild, just everything Kira went through in season 1 and everything she had to process. I mean, she starts with PTSD from the war, being this freedom fighter terrorist. She has to figure out how to discard her terrorist roots and step into this role as a bureaucrat. She has to confront her prejudice towards Cardassians, her own guilt for her actions in the war, as we talked about in Battle Lines, has to learn to forgive herself. Her faith is tested in the season finale. They put her through her paces. The writers, it was crazy. They were talking about the episode Progress, where she has to beg and plead for this elderly man to leave a moon so they can mine it. They said they realized the middle of season 1 that they had sort of forgotten about Kira, that she had become this peripheral character. But by the end of the season, I don't think that's true at all. I think she's front and center. Yeah,
I think I agree. And I think that the nature of her character is that, well, she's sort of lived her life with this dominant ideology and this extremely strong sense of justice and, as like a freedom fighter, which
loyalty to her cause.
Yeah, as much as that is traumatizing, it's still a kind of black and white mentality where there's almost a freedom in not having to think about what's right and wrong. Whereas now she's in the muck. It's the aftermath of the war and it's sort of the horrible decisions that have to be made afterwards. And so, this character gets put through the ringer sort of philosophically and morally.
She has one crisis of conscience after another dealing with that. We talked about how this black and white of war just makes so much more sense in some way than the muddy aftermath of moving forward. That leaves Odo for us to discuss.
The shapeshifter.
So Odo had a couple big episodes. He gets this hint of his origins in Vortex. And then he, of course, has that beautiful turbo lift moment with Lwaxana in the Forsaken.
Sob.
And you and I talked about in the episode how he's sort of queer-coded in The Forsaken, how Lwaxana helps him to realize that he's hiding his true self, that he's this outsider that doesn't conform, and he's been sort of in the closet putting on the drag of this boring Bajoran security officer and hiding the full range and breadth of who he truly is, right? And I was thinking about Vortex, which is a very unpopular episode. You and I did not have great things to say about it, and one of our biggest complaints was just how boring this guy Croden is, who tries to lure Odo to chase down his roots in the Gamma Quadrant. And it really hit me how they could have made that episode work is if they had made this Croden character handsome and sort of maybe even a bit flirtatious with Odo and draw out that sort of queerness of Odo. And so Odo's temptation...
Maybe he could have had some runes or done a bit more negging. I don't know. Just spitballing ideas here.
Exactly, because Croden is trying to basically seduce this guy into the Gamma Quadrant the whole time, but he has no riz. And I wish the show had sort of drawn out the queer symbolism of Odo's character from the get-go with that. It would have made that episode actually work. I don't even think you would have needed to change the script if they had just changed the acting and portrayal of Croden.
Totally. And fine, keep it androgynous. The character's a little bit androgynous. And the character of Odo is, and all the sort of changelings, the changeling that we see later in the series, it's this androgynous look.
Exactly.
And keep it that way. Keep it non-binary. Why not?
Totally.
But you can still have Riz.
They finally did it in season 7 where like a male presenting changeling tries to lure Odo away. And again, I wish they'd gone more down this androgynous route with him. But they finally started to explore that queerness of Odo a little bit towards the end of the show. They knew they could get away with it in the final episodes. But missed opportunity. But anyways, Odo, you see those hints of him finally letting himself be himself in season 1.
Yeah, agreed. I don't know if there is a winner for this category. I don't know. Do you think there's a winner?
I honestly thought it was far and away Kira.
Right. Okay. Yeah. No, you're right. Oh, sorry. Let me just. Ugh, I hit myself on the head with my Clonpig. Jeez. Idiot.
To quote Kaiopaka, it's up to you to forgive yourself, Lily.
Yeah. No, I forgive myself immediately.
Great. There was another listener question. What are the dominant themes of season one? And I think it's actually everything we just talked about when discussing Kira. I think one of the major themes of the whole season is the fact that life is full of gray areas. And if you're trying to neatly organize things between black and white, that's a fool's errand. And bureaucracy is messy. And when you're trying to build or heal the way that Cisco and Kira and all these other characters are, you have to face all these complexities and nuances and gray. And that's pretty much Kira's whole deal.
Yeah. Or to sum it up a different way, none of us are Picard and we're all just down here in the muck. So this is where we live. This is where we live now. And I love it.
Yeah. You know, we're all in our lattice knit undershirts doing the hard work with Kira in this show. That costume is what season one is all about.
Yeah, you're so right. Ugh.
Have I missed anything? It's a big question. What are the dominant themes of season one?
It's such a big question. And I think if you really want the answers to it, don't listen to us. Go and listen to the 2-part David Livingston interview, because he really puts it all out there. And we are just a couple of grateful sycophants listening to him and thinking, God, what a genius. So
yeah, there's a lot of that.
You can go do that too.
Yeah, he said the station is full of people who simultaneously all hate each other and love each other, but all have to make it work.
Learning to love each other.
Learning to love
Definitely
each other.
Hating each other.
That's really what season one's about. Like, who are we all trapped here with?
Yeah, all extremely traumatized people.
Yep.
And, you know, that makes for some charming and funny people, as we know. All right, shall we move on to the dishonorable mention category?
Worst episode. The Jumja for worst episode.
Worst episode. And, you know, we try to not be haters. We try to find a positive spin. We try to mine for a gem. And even though I think we successfully did that in some of the rotten episodes, they were still stinkers.
Can I just tell you which episode is not on my shortlist?
Oh, great. Yeah.
And that is Move Along Home.
Move Along Home. Jinx.
Right?
I've got that written right there. I refuse to give this to Move Along Home.
Yes. Look, I'm going to be honest. I'm still not sure I'm not sure if I mean that as a compliment to Move Along Home or a criticism of the season overall. Like, there's actually worse episodes than Move Along Home.
Look.
But I will say, Move Along Home is a hoot and a half. The water are nuts. And if you read the episode as this massive mockery of Starfleet self-importance, then it is great fun.
It is such fun. And I don't think the same can be said of some of the stinker episodes, which are just not that fun. Yeah.
All right. So what are your nominees?
Well, I've got 3 because, as I said, I'm not a hater. I'm a lover. So,
and there's beauty to be found in every episode. We see you Deep Space Nine, but we also love mocking you when you just didn't work.
We do. I know this is controversial, but I'm going to say Battle Lines.
Yeah.
It's got some brilliant moments, but it's a slog and it's messy.
It's tired.
The props and the acting are tired. It's a tired episode, and we love Opaka.
Beating us over the head with a little anti-war lesson to teach us, but I'm just bruised from this cardboard sticks.
Cardboard sticks, yeah. Look, I don't think we need to pile on, but I think we can agree that one. If Wishes Were Horses...
Yeah.
Just again falls into the trap of being a bit ambitious, trying to do something. And then we also learnt that it sort of got edited and rewritten quite a bit. So it just comes off as quite confused.
It's supposed to be an evil leprechaun haunting O'Brien. And the actor was like, this is offensive.
Yeah. Not a great episode. But we had fun. I had fun.
Our discussion of it, I had a great time.
Yeah.
I do think it's an interesting concept around the only thing we have to fear is fear itself. You know, the anxiety and fear of our imaginations. That's interesting. But I was talking to one of our listeners, Alex, who has decided to only watch the actual Deep Space Nine episodes if our discussions of them sound interesting. And as soon as we said that Rumpelstiltskin shows up, Alex was like, yeah, nah, I'm out.
I'm out. Yeah, fair enough. Hey, nah, I get it. Honestly, when there's some episodes when you're doing the recap, when you're a podcaster on the show, you're doing the recap, and it doesn't feel like a total pleasure to be doing it. But the fun comes later when you come up with some ridiculous essay thesis for it. So I think I want to tell you what my Jumja is, but maybe you can tell me your stonkers first.
Sure. So I had two other candidates. Q-less is just an incredibly dull episode. And
moments of brilliance.
Oh.
The assay officer almost got a Jumja. Cisco punching Q in the face.
Iconic moments, iconic earring necklaces, but we literally watch Vosh unpack her safari duffel about 92 times. It is not compelling television.
And what are Vosh and Q doing anyway in this episode? Do we care?
And then my other candidate was the passenger.
So that's my Jumja, is the passenger. Yeah. I don't think there's any redeeming that episode. Sorry, folks. That's your favorite.
Tell us why you bestow the ignominious Jumja on it.
Look, just a silly plotline done really badly. And then I think to top it all off as the cherry on top is the Julian Bashir of it all with some extremely questionable acting choices. Do you know? What about you?
The poor actor. It was supposed to be like the big Bashir episode, but man, it is almost unwatchable. This actor's interpretation of being possessed by a serial killer. Maybe it's so bad it's good? Or is it just, no, it's awful. It's real bad.
I think I'm remembering now you mined it for some good horror motifs.
Horror tropes.
Horror tropes, yes. And that's about it. I'll never regret watching an episode of Star Trek, let's just say that. I know I'll always get something from it, even if it's just material for dunking on Julian Bashir. I don't know.
That's the one thing we got from Passenger. More ways to mock Julian Bashir. But to all these nominees, we say we still loved the ride. So thank you for being on our TV screens. And you tried. Thanks for trying.
Alan Moraine, motherfuckers. Alan Moraine. All right. Do we have any more questions, or is that?
This is a good one, because I think we've only got one more big award left, and that is best episode of the season.
Best episode. Yeah.
All right. One more question. Would you rather, this is a great question from Joe. Would you rather watch a show that took place entirely on Bajor or entirely on Cardassia?
Oh, Joe, it's like you really see us. Well, it's so obvious for me, but
I mean, I think we can both agree.
Cardassia.
It's obviously Cardassia.
It's obviously Cardassia.
It wouldn't be
the political
intrigue,
watch. The wigs, the spying.
It'd be like House of Cards with good hair, right?
But just like better, more evil and smarter and better oration, so much underhandedness. God, they should make it. Can we get this greenlit?
Yeah, what were they doing making Section 31 when they could have been making Cardassia Prime?
Cardassia Prime.
What would the plot be? Would there be a sort of insurrectionist stealth resistance to the military government? Or would it just be the machinations of all these ghouls trying to claw their way to the top?
I'm thinking it's like a young Garrick earning his stripes as an underhanded spy. They're sort of the peripheral characters who are the sort of up-and-coming ghouls or the people in charge. And we watch his slippery slide up the ladder of espionage. And I don't know, part of it is knowing how it's all going to end. But yeah, I think it's during the occupation. Yeah.
Which, if you're looking for the story of Garrick, Andrew Robinson himself wrote a book that tells the life story of one Elam Garrick. And I obviously read it, and I'd actually recommend it. It's great.
We didn't have to ask. Yes, great.
I think it's called A Stitch in Time. Get it? Because he's a tailor?
He's a simple tailor. Beautiful.
What about a show set on Bajor during the occupation?
Oh,
like
so the
following.
Kardashians are involved? Yeah. Great.
Yeah, right. Now we're talking.
It's like, what's that British show where the Nazis are in the little town? They're occupying that little town on like the British coast.
Oh, I don't know.
Hogan's Heroes.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So like a sitcom about. You're suggesting a sitcom about Bajorans under Kardashian rule.
That's what I would watch. That if I'm going to watch a show about Bajorans, it's going to be a Hogan's Heroes type occupation.
Can you imagine just like the hijinks of like, oh, we just bribed that Kardashian with some yamak sauce and then went out for a night on the town.
Yeah. And the Kardashians are kind of foolish, the foolish people in charge.
Oh my gosh, I would totally watch that.
How much would you watch that? Great. All right. Should we do it? Should we get to this final?
Yeah. One final shout out before we get to the best episode. I wanted to discuss best Deep Space Wine episodes.
Great.
Maybe this is just flogging our own wares, but I've always thought season 1 is kind of a stinker overall. But then this beautiful gift of co-hosting a podcast with you is taking each episode at a time, really looking at it with a intense magnifying glass and discovering that there's a lot going on. And I have embraced season 1 with a whole new appreciation for it. So thank you, Deep Space Wine, for helping me appreciate my favorite show even more.
Thanks, guys. So clever, so funny, so good looking.
What? So,
Trifecta.
oh, but it's a podcast, so they don't even know how attractive we are. Oh.
No, you can go to our Instagram and look at pictures of us, and
that's true.
It's true. It's all as we say.
I want to give some shout outs to Move Along Home and Dramatis Personae, which were our 2 drunkest episodes.
Yes. What are the episode titles? Move Along Homer.
Move Along Homer.
Homage to the Odyssey. Yes.
And what did we call Dramatis Personae? Oh, I mean, I'm like drunk as a skunk at the end of our Dramatis Personae discussion, and you drop this like Macbeth soliloquy on us.
Ugh.
Turns out the whole episode, nay, the whole season is like all about Macbeth's tomorrow, and tomorrow speech and the inevitable cycle of time. And I wasn't ready for it, Lily. And
great. Look,
thank you for that gift.
You're welcome. Whoever said you can't be brilliant a few wines deep clearly hasn't listened to this podcast, because
I think it's the exact other way around. The brilliance comes out. I mean, I hope our listeners haven't like turned us off after half an hour, because you got to stick around when
we'll get there. We'll get there.
When we have finished the bottle, that's when the genius really pops.
Yeah, I've always said so.
Thank you for Babel and our discussion of Babel. Man, I thought we were going to be doomed, because that episode almost made it to my worst episodes shortlist. There's not a lot going on there, but once you really start to parse all the word salad coming out of these characters' mouths when they've got
aphasia,
wow, we mined that for all it was worth. And that's all thanks to you.
That was great. Lily, that episode, you showed up, and it's the closest to grumpy I've ever seen you, because I knew how much you hated the episode. And I think we got you out of that mood.
All it took was a little Freud and
just a bit of Freud.
What does Cisco start screaming at the end, where he's like, "True bread."
Classic Cisco moment. What an episode. Wow. We've really done some things. Yeah,
a journey into the subconscious of all the characters. That's what Babel is, friends. Don't cast it aside too quickly.
Don't cast aside any of these episodes. There's something good in all of them.
But my favorite podcast episode,
I hope it's the same as mine.
It's got to be Vortex.
Oh.
For me, it's Vortex. Friends, if you want a lesson in the game of seduction, my co-host here, she takes us on a journey of the book, The Game, about the art of seduction, and teaches me about peacocking and using props. And let me tell you, my seduction game has just soared since that tutorial, Lily, and I have you to thank.
I'm so happy to hear that. I'm so happy that that's what's happening.
Maybe this is me trying to support the underdog, because for some weird reason, that episode has way fewer listeners than anything else. It's like far and away the least listened to episode. But y'all, you're sleeping on Vortex. You need to listen to the art of the game.
Go out, buy yourself a copy of The Game, read that, listen to Vortex, and you'll all learn some things. And then at the end, your beautiful reward is the creepiest smile by Odo of all time.
Oh, I forgot about that terrifying smile.
Oh, smile at the child.
No, those poor children. They don't deserve to be smiled at like that. What's your favorite episode?
Look, Vortex, that was very fun. I think the most fun that I had, which also was like quite a pithy episode, was Captive Pursuit.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Not just for Cole's dentistry hijinks. I think it's got great looks. It's got killer story, and I think we really get into our stride. What is that, episode 5? I think by then we know what we're doing, and we are just flying, baby.
And we never looked back.
We never looked back until right now, which is what we're doing in this episode. All right, so Plum Pigs at the ready.
Drum roll. Here we go. Plum Pig roll.
Best episode of...
Here we go.
Deep Space Nine, not to be confused with Deep Space Wine, which is what we just did.
Yeah.
All right. I've actually... Look, I screwed the pooch a little bit on this one. I only have 2 options.
Okay. I've got 4.
You've got 4. All right. You tell me yours.
Okay. In no particular order.
Yes.
Let's start with the one that we all know is going to be nominated. There's Duet.
Duet. Yeah. Gwyneth Paltrow's best work.
I love it when we're cruising together. I mean, the duet, it's this conversation between Cardassia and Bajor, understanding their relationship to each other in the aftermath of the horrors of the occupation. And, you know, the duet can be one of 2 things. It can be this continuing of the violence, the inherited violence, retribution, revenge, or the duet can be contrition and forgiveness, which is what we actually got at the end of the episode. And for me, it's about the power of 2 people talking to each other. I went deep on the podcast episode. I went down this rabbit hole of Hannah Arendt and Elie Wiesel and the banality of evil.
Honestly,
I had a great
time. Diligence on that. Oof.
It opened up a lot for me studying World War II history. So obviously that one's on the list. I also nominated Progress. Also, mostly about Kira fighting with a cranky, stubborn old man. And I think it often gets overlooked by Duet because it's kind of a similar setup. But man, it's a beautiful episode.
Beautiful.
So small, just these 2 people squabbling on a moon. But it's so big, too. How we measure progress, how we measure value. It questioned the entire mission of Star Trek about pursuing progress and development. It criticized the horrible gray areas of bureaucracy, which is this sort of new hell Kira finds herself in as she's trying to make the world a better place. And just devastating ending, which set us up for 7 seasons of devastation on the show. I think it was the first great Deep Space Nine episode where they figured out the tone of Deep Space Nine and the stuff they were willing to challenge with it.
Also the episode where I learned to love Kira, I think.
Again, it's probably because she pulled out that lattice undershirt and went to work.
I'm all about that shirt.
When Kira's working hard in the lattice, it's a good episode, y'all.
Yeah, beautiful episode. Agreed. Yes.
The Forsaken is my third nominee. Yeah. Humanizes Loxana as never before. There's that line when she asks Odo about his childhood, quote unquote. They're trapped in the turbo lift, and he says, I didn't have a childhood. What I had was a transition from what I used to be into what I learned to become. No. Which is just a heartbreaking way to describe any queer person learning to conform into what the world wants them to be in adolescence. And I loved our discussion. We both saw the drag in it. Yeah. Loxana does drag to be herself, but Odo puts on a costume to hide who he is. And man, if that one doesn't get me every damn time too.
I cried and I cried. My cold, dead heart felt it. Oh, beautiful.
So, okay, and then spoiler, the 4th nominee is my pick for best episode.
Ooh.
Have I already flagged your 2 picks?
Mine, if you couldn't tell, was The Forsaken. I think it's so beautifully drawn. If you have watched Next Generation, as you say, you've seen this sort of larger-than-life character, Loxana Troy, sort of just being a bit of a pest, really, and a caricature of a character. I mean, she's given some moments of humanity, but this episode, she becomes a real person. She becomes a fully formed person.
Yep.
And, you know, obviously the wigs and the outfits, I'm all there for it. But yeah, I think the combination of the 2 characters, as you say, Odo and Loxana, sort of finding this understanding stuck in the lift together, and Odo revealing his true form to her and her just holding him in her dress at the end benevolently. I'm getting shivers just describing that.
Like, the gorgeous symbolism of just someone telling Odo it's okay to let himself go.
Yeah.
And just completely melt into someone else.
Melting into a puddle. Yeah.
Telling him that that's just fine because she's there to catch him.
Yeah. And she just looks at him with complete acceptance and love. And I think, I don't know, maybe we're all looking for that.
maybe I need to revise my best costume award, because was there any greater costume than the red dress that can actually hold Odo in his entirety?
The one that I'm paying homage to right now, Cole.
You knew what you were doing, dressing up for this award show. What was your second one? Your second nominee?
No, mine were Duet and The Forsaken.
Yep.
And The
Okay,
Forsaken
great.
is the winner for me.
Is the winner.
Yeah.
I was very close to choosing The Forsaken because it's real. What goes on in that turbo lift? My pick for best episode goes to Emissary.
Controversial choice.
Hear me out.
I always hear you out.
It was can I say ballsy? That's a gendered term.
You can say ballsy.
The chutzpah of that pilot, the sheer chutzpah of the entire idea of DS9, to go from the next generation where a bunch of smart people are sitting in their pink chairs having ivory tower ethical debates, to this rusty Cardassian dumpster fire of a space station where everyone hates each other, everyone's broken, everyone's grieving, to meet this array of main characters who include a devoutly religious terrorist, a crooked Ferengi barkeep, a bucket of oatmeal goop.
Oh.
You know, characters will all come to love. So the gutsiness to set our sights on this rusty old station, but then the episode itself, where the prophets give Sisko this lesson in processing grief, where the Federation gets called out for its sanctimonious colonialism. Sisko's reminded that he's got a lot to learn. He's got a lot of healing and growth to do before he can start trying to preach the Federation gospel to Bajor. It was gutsy, and it just worked. And there were a number of reasons that it shouldn't have worked. But yeah, that episode really holds up a couple decades later.
Okay. Look, I hear you. And do you know what? After we finish recording, I might actually go bookend this and watch Emissary again. I think I still need to stick with The Forsaken because I'm a sap, secretly, not so secretly. But I hear you. And I think, yeah, it is a brilliant pilot. I mean, God, insane.
Yeah.
Insane.
Yeah. But does it make me cry when I watch it the way The Forsaken does? No, it does not. So you might have me there.
It's not the only measure of a good episode, but...
No, God, maybe you're right. The Forsaken gets me. You know what? Screw it. You're right. I cave.
Yes.
Yeah, no.
Yes. Solidarity.
Ladies and gentlemen, best episode of season 1 goes to The Forsaken.
The Forsaken. Oh, I wish it were here to receive the award and give a beautiful speech, but just look to the episode. The speeches are there. Love, acceptance, being seen.
Well, how do you rate the success of the first annual Jumjas, Lily?
Look, there were promises of it not going on too long, and it didn't deliver, unfortunately. But I feel like in years to come, we might see something similar. The hosts looked fabulous.
The hosts were truly stunning.
There were some controversial picks. It was great. Wild success.
Totally agreed. With room for improvement, just like Deep Space Nine Season 1.
Yeah, and God, am I excited to crack into Season 2. Are you excited, Cole?
Well, on that, we've got one more listener question, and that is, does it feel like the producers of Deep Space Nine have a long-term vision for the show after one season? Do you think they know where this is going?
Ooh, that's so interesting. Look, I definitely don't think it's a lost situation where they cobble it together at the end. I think what they've done is leave some very interesting threads to pull.
Yeah, I think they came in guns blazing with the vision they had for the show, but I think they also realized that a lot of those ideas and themes start to wear out pretty quickly. Mm-hmm. And season 2, I think, is a transition season from the show they thought they would have to the one that it eventually gets to in season 3. What we all know and love Deep Space Nine for is season 3 onward. And so what we're about to dive into with season 2 is that really awkward growing pains of like, we've run out of the ideas we had, what worked, what didn't. I think there's a lot of stinkers in season 2, but then there's a lot of ones that really hit their stride. And we'll see them just fine tune where they actually want to take this thing over the next bumpy season that we'll be diving into.
And as we've learned, kind of love a stinker.
Oh, I think there's so many you're going to enjoy then in season 2.
It's fun for me. It is fun for me, I won't lie.
Yeah. Oh, same. Obviously.
I can't wait.
I think they did realize that Bajor is not that interesting. The audience certainly wasn't really feeling the Bajorans by the end of season 1. And so they're realizing they're taking it just about as far as they can there. But there's all this unmined potential from what lies beyond in the Gamma Quadrant. And they start to make that a more central thing, of course.
The Dominion.
Oof, I didn't
More
say
on that
it.
later.
Drama. Well, it has been thrilling Jumjas with you, and you couldn't look more ravishing.
And
what
you,
an honor to host these awards with you.
With you in your beautiful, honking, great swan dress.
Dead swan. I'm going to trot it out again as soon as I can. I think I like so fetch in this.
Just wear it to the shops. Why not? You know? Dress for the life you want, you know?
Yeah.
That's what I say. I would like to be Bjork. It's the life I want.
God, I think we all want to be Bjork. At least you and I really want to be Bjork.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I'm going to say I'm not whimsical enough. I'm putting it out there.
Only Bjork is whimsical enough to be Bjork.
Exactly. Let's stay in our lanes as a couple of just incredibly hot podcasters.
Incredibly hot Star Trek nerds.
Yeah.
Dropping their hot takes.
That's what we do.
All right, everyone, tell us where we went right, tell us where we went wrong, and keep us company as we ramp up to launch season 2 in a few weeks' time.
Yeah. And as always, you can check us out at our Instagram, deepspacewine_podcast.
Yeah. See you there.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.